Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another 2024 election prediction. This time we have the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, up against former President Donald Trump. So, if Biden does decide to drop out of the race, it probably is a bit lower now that he's actually doing better in the polls. But if he does decide to drop out, I think Josh Shapiro would be a great replacement candidate. He's an extremely popular governor from Pennsylvania. He has a 60% approval rating in a swing state. And I really think that would definitely help him. Definitely help him in the Rust Belt, which Democrats need to win the Rust Belt to win the election. And that pretty much prevents the Republicans from having a chance if they sweep the blue wall states there. But yeah, let's just get right into this. So starting off with the first few states, Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia, all safe blue states. Biden won them by all over 10%. I think Shapiro would outperform Biden pretty much everywhere at this point. He's a much younger and more energetic candidate. Even Alaska, I think, would go likely Republican here for Josh Shapiro. I think he could definitely bring down that margin, do a bit better with independent voters, as we've seen him doing pretty well with independents in Pennsylvania, especially. So his home state of Pennsylvania, I think he would pretty much easily win it by a likely blue margin. Also do extremely well in Minnesota and Nebraska second. In Maine and New Hampshire, I think he could clear over 10% for both these states. I think he would do well with independent voters. And I even see him whittling down that margin in Maine second to only a lean Republican one. So moving on to Iowa and Ohio, I still have this. Both these states probably is about likely Republican. Again, I do think he could bring down the margins, prevent them from going safe Republican, but these states are still trending the Republicans' way, and especially with Donald Trump pulling out populist voters in these states, I think he does fairly well in both these two states. But Shapiro would definitely do probably the best a Democrat could in both these states. Moving on to Texas and Florida, I think Trump would really underperform in Texas against a candidate like Josh Shapiro. I think he'd get down to a lean Republican margin. Same with the state of Florida. I think he would do well with independent voters overall, but I still think these are Republican states for Donald Trump here. I just don't think he would lose these two states to Josh Shapiro. Moving on to Arizona and Nevada, again, just due to his strength of independent voters and him being a much younger candidate than Donald Trump, I think he would win Arizona and Nevada fairly easily against Donald Trump. So moving on to Georgia and North Carolina, I would also probably put these as lean blue states. I just think him being a much younger candidate and probably more well-liked by Democratic voters, I think he would probably easily win these two states against Donald Trump, who isn't really all that popular himself. He's a bit more unpopular than Joe Biden here, so I definitely think a new fresh candidate like Josh Shapiro would probably be able to easily beat him here with independent voters. Now we have Michigan and Wisconsin. I think Michigan would probably even go to a likely blue margin for Josh Shapiro here, just because I do think he would be seen quite favorable as a Rust Belt governor. You'd definitely have that populist/Rust Belt appeal, so I think he would probably do fairly decent in the state of Michigan. Moving on to the state of Wisconsin, I also think he prevents Trump from winning here as well, and we have a 319 to 219 electoral college win for Josh Shapiro. He wins by 100 electoral votes. He probably ends up winning the popular vote by about 5% against Donald Trump, and a pretty convincing victory for the Democrats. So, yep, this is pretty much a prediction of Shapiro versus Trump. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, highly recommend subscribing. And if you agree or disagree with the scenario, let me know in the comments down below. Is there any states you would flip? Always interested in hearing your feedback. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.